Check this out. I have spent probably 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 hours of trying to make a short video and trying to make that video work. It's wasting time. At some point today, I realized I should just scrap the entire thing, turn around, and just rebuild that video. This video, this one right here, is all going to be about the shooting range in Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Why is the shooting range important? At the same time, why do I have a stack of Ghost Recon games in front of me? These are Ghost Recon games that I've played in the past. I enjoyed some of them. Back when Mitchell meant something. But nobody cares about Mitchell anymore. I've hunted in my travel stuff. I've hunted in the little wall behind me. And what I could not find was Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Ghost Recon Future Soldier changed how Ubisoft made video games because they turned around and incorporated the guys from the US, the guys at Red Storm, and they went a little bit deeper into gunplay, mainly gunsmithing. What they turned around and did was they gave you a panel where you can be in the game at a shooting range and you can swap out different parts of the gun. So in other words, you had a modular gun and you could put a long barrel on it or short barrel on it, a heavy spring or a soft spring or a weighted spring or calibrated. There was a lot of different functionalities in there, and mathematically it seemed like a really great idea. But at some point you realize you were doing the exact same thing to all the different guns and everything, and it just didn't work out. But one thing that did work out really, really good was shooting range. Because Ghost Recon Future Soldier, to me, was the first time I turned around and said, I will attempt to play multiplayer. I will sit there because I'm paying for it, and I'm going to just every single day after work, 1 hour, no matter how many times I die, I'm going to play this freaking game, and I'm going to give it a shot. No matter what happens, let's just roll the dice, see what happens, and it worked. For the first time, I had actually become successful in playing multiplayer. I was racking up points. I was getting targets. I was being the panther and not the teddy bear. I enjoyed it. So Ghost Recon Future Soldier was probably the best game that ever happened to me because it's one of the first times I got a game and I said, I want my money's worth out of this freaking game. And I got my money's worth out of it. Every single day for maybe a year, I would just come home, play that game. And the beautiful part about the shooting range, because this is the first time that Ubisoft turned around and said, hey, let's do a shooting range. At least the first time I had actually seen it, and it was useful. So when you got the 50 caliber, the Browning 50 caliber, and you go to the range, you turn the audio up all the way on your speakers, and you hear that sound, that explosion. These are the guys at Red Storm that have they've come there with the boom mics and everything. They record all the sound. She did a really good job. And I've never been to a gun range, but virtually, it was the first time I had actually felt like I think this is what a gun range feels like. So having a gun range in a game is a very good, helpful thing. Now, I know I'm rambling a little bit, but behind me is Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell has never had a shooting range. What Splinter Cell has always done is Splinter Cell has always said, hey, we want to train you to play the game because every single time they would change the mechanics. Very bothersome, very, very bothersome. But they would change the mechanics of the game so you would have to relearn how to play. So they give you a little mini mission or a little walkthrough to show you how to play this particular version of Splinter Cell. So Sorry. This is a really small glass with a lot of ice in it. I'm drinking Baja Blast from Mountain Dew. It's very, very tasty. The summer is almost here, and now I don't have to go to Taco Bell to get this here. Oh my god. I can just sip it slowly at the house. Hang on. Now, this is where it gets very, very interesting. Tom Clancy's Division actually has a gun range. It's a good gun range. It's downstairs in the post office. And the video beneath me, the video beneath me is going to actually illustrate the gun range and everything, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that. The gun range is going to be right beneath me. You're going to see it down there in just a little bit, if you're not already seeing it. But the one thing that is very, very different from the Division 1 and the Division 2 is that the gun range in Division 1 lacked something a lot of people complained about. Because people would always complain about, I've got 4 guys and I want to shoot at these 4 guys. One is a red guy, which is standard. One is a purple guy, the other is a main character who's yellow with a full shield. I want to see what my weapon does to each one of these individuals. In Division 1, the shooting range is good, but not good enough. It shows the hit count. It shows the hit count for every weapon that you have, but it doesn't show your grenade hit count. It doesn't show your what do you call those little rolling ball things that people throw at each other. I hate those things. The little ball things. You'll see it in the video down there.
Is safe.
They can't move. They can't go across to the other side to hit the target. So, about the target. And give me 1 second here. We're still talking about Division 1. There is a target at the end of those lanes. Those lanes are just generic lanes, and you have a stationary target. That's all you got. Now there's a little orange ball or whatever. No, not orange ball. There is a little orange target that pops up here and there. Again, this is Ubisoft stealing from the guys at EA. This is very close to Dead Space. It's a little mini game inside of it. Don't worry about it. Let's not talk about it anymore. But now let's roll the beautiful beam footage for the Division 2. Division 2 is very different. Division 2 does something that people wanted. People wanted to be able to change from normal or easy, medium, hard names. And that's what they give you in the Division 2 gun range. Now, you may or may not know this here, but the White House actually has a bowling alley. Now, I don't feel like going through who made the bowling alley, who's the first one to use it, yada, yada, yada. You just need to know that if you ever go to the White House, if you ever get a chance to actually go in there, there is a bowling alley, and it's very nice to see. I will tell you that it's called the Truman's Bowling Alley. And I also will tell you that Nixon, Tricky Dick? Yeah, Nixon actually added an extra lane. From what I heard, I wikied it. It could be true, it could not be true. I don't know. Now, here's the beautiful part. There are switches inside of the shooting range in the Division 2. And a flip of a switch, you can turn that bad boy on, off, go easy, hard, medium, and character. I like that. They went above and beyond to help out those people who are trying to figure out the best way to configure their weapons. What does the beginning of this video have to do with what's happening now? What's happening now is the guys at UB and Redstorm have realized that, hey, the best way to do this here is give people what they want. The best way to have a nice feature about being able to change those gun parts is to have it in this format so that you can test those those gun parts. You can test your theoretical mathematic way of taking down a character. You can make those adjustments, and that's something that I really like. There's a lot of differences between the Division 1 and the Division 2. Some are very slight, but I think this is one of the better improvements, is having a gun range that is more accurate to the way you want to fight. Because, again, it's laid out just like, it's very similar to the other one, except now you have AoE, which is area of effect. You have, I think way over here is range. So the range one is a very, very long range of about 50 yards or something like that. And you can, this is where you can use your sniper rifle. You get another one that has DPS count, another one that has, but the thing is, you have a lot of different choices. You have a lot of different metrics, so you can figure out exactly what you want to do, how you want to do it, to gear up your character to make a better character. This is something they didn't have to do. I like the fact that they did this because it gives you so much range. Now, how do you get the freaking shooting range? You got to go find Douglas. I think his name is Charles Douglas. You got to recruit him. So once he's recruited, you can actually have access to the gun range. Again, I think this gun range is better than the last one. Much better. I want you to enjoy the game because, like I said, somebody else, Car 5. I'm going to be playing this game for a long time. I haven't found my niche market or niche, part that I'm going to play repeatedly, like survival. Because I know I put 400 hours into survival alone. Oh, wait, one more thing. I want to thank you, all of my 122 subscribers, for subscribing to my channel. You guys didn't have to do this here. If you haven't noticed, I talk with Carl 5 all the time. We're always chatting back and forth on the YouTube thing. Feel free to converse if you want to. My only thing is, if you're gonna do that, please make sure that you keep it safe for your workplace. Never say where you work, but it's okay to say the store or something like that, and keep the social media rules in place so everybody works. And I want everybody to eat, you know what I'm saying, and drink Mountain Dew Baja Blast. You can only find this in the summer outside of Taco Bell. This is so good. Enjoy the rest of the shooting footage. Hopefully I'll use the footage where for some reason there was a bad script or something running around in the game, and in the very, very end, way down there, the light was blown. Again, to Car 5's crew, bad lighting. The light's blown at the end of the hallway. Is that all?